everyone, so I'm here today to show you a full face of my May favourites. Now I have to say that I couldn't really pick a favourite, so this is one of the looks I've reached for the most, that's why I'm going for it, but I do actually have so many favourites, even though this month has been a bit quieter. So this will be an update as well as a trying on my most used products for the month of May, but it has been fabulous. Anyway, if you're new here, hi, my name's Hannah, I'm 47, I'm not a professional, just somebody who really loves makeup and beauty. I upload at least twice a week here on my channel, and I would love it so much if you liked and subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more videos. And if you're already subscribed, welcome back, thank you so much for returning. And my skin type, if that's helpful to you, I've got fair to light skin with neutral undertones, combination mostly dry with a little bit of oily T-zone. Anyway, that's enough about me, let's get on with the video. So one thing for me this month is I have found for me the best skincare underneath my makeup that I've ever found, so I'm going to show that to you. It's not necessarily new products, but they're working so well even with the new products I've tried. They're working with all formulas and I'm so pleased with them. Plus I have found a new face cream which has really been fabulous. So I want to show all of that to you. And somebody also asked me about the eyebrow products I always use. So I'm just going to very quickly show you those two, even though they're not actually new, but I thought I would just add it in, seeing as somebody requested it. And just to show you, if you're new here, you might not have seen this. If you aren't new, you've seen this many times. This is my Delilah Lip Saviour, something I put on every single day without fail, before every video and every day in my life. I absolutely love this. Doesn't matter what lip product I'm putting it on, this always goes on first. So if you take a look now at the colour of my lips, please do notice over the 5 minutes the difference. So there we have Delilah Lip Saviour, absolutely love this. Plus I've got 22% off Delilah, which you'll find below. I've got a few discount codes, if I forget to mention them, please do look below, they're all listed. But yeah, this is my hero product every day of the year. And just watch, my lips are already looking better, and all my lip products work better. It's usually about an hour later by the time I get to my lip products, so it's had time to really absorb, but everything works better when I've used this. But look, my lips already just look so much better. So one new product I've been using is this vitamin C serum from Dr. Sam Bunting. Now I have been struggling with vitamin C because I can't use it in the evening, so I'm a tretinoin user. Well, I am back using my tretinoin. I'm actually in my second week returning to tretinoin. Vitamin C makes my foundations react and pill, but this one doesn't. It's very good for sensitive skin and it's very good underneath all of my products. I've tried this under pretty much every type of base. So from tinted moisturiser to powder to full coverage foundation, everything you can think of, nothing so far, touch wood, has pilled using this. So this is the vitamin C I'm using, just one pump, but my skin has already absorbed it because my skin, especially now we're going into the warmer weather, is lapping up everything I'm putting on. So that's gone in already. I would normally be tempted to go in for a second pump, but I think I need to learn not to over apply. And now for my under eye cream, I've been using this month the Bobbi Brown Vitamin E Under Eye Cream. Prior to that I was using the Ole Henriksen Vitamin C Under Eye, which was the only one that really worked for me when I'm wearing a concealer, wearing makeup, but this one has done exactly the same job for me, so really happy with that. So I found two eye creams I can use in the morning which work brilliantly underneath concealer. I really do love the Bobbi Brown cream, I've got that somewhere here. The face base as well, using these two together, but I haven't been doing that this month, but that also works really well for me. So just patting in the last of that cream and leaving it to dry. And now moving on to the new face cream. And this is from a new British company that's only very, very new to me, and I've just started working with them actually. This isn't sponsored. They sent me this and I've actually been lucky enough to test this out before it was launched. I've been in touch with the owners and the creators of this cream, and they've been changing it and mixing it up and trying to make it perfect. So I tried out two different formulas before they launched this third formula, the perfect one, and I've got to say it really is perfect. This is only £28.50, but the ingredients in this face cream I can only find in creams that I pay sort of Chanel prices for. This really is fabulous. It contains ectoin, something called Lucian and Matrixyl 3000. This combination is absolutely beautiful. So because of my tretinoin use, I don't use this one in the evening. So I put a little bit like that on the back of my finger and then just apply this all over. And I've been using this every single morning now for the last month, and it is giving me the healthiest skin. I really am having less redness, less problems generally. My makeup and SPF always seem to work on top of this. It's just improving the health of my skin, and the ingredients in this promise to reverse the signs of aging, which I know many creams do, but honestly this one I really feel like that's exactly what it's doing for me. I'm so happy with the results I'm getting so far. And they've also given me a 20% off code for this and for everything from their site, so if you'd like to check that out, please do look below in my discount codes. I believe they've also got a subscription service now, so you can get it for less if you subscribe. But yeah, this has fast become my #1 morning face cream. And for SPF, I've moved off my absolute #1 this month to try out this Mary & May. This is called the Vegan CICA Soothing Sun Cream for sensitive skin, soothing moisturising care with whitening and anti-wrinkle. This has got 50 plus SPF in it. And I've used this one thinking I'll try it a couple of times and revert back to my Isntree, which is my #1 these days, or the Tatcha if I'm feeling fancy. But this one has been so good, I've been able to use this one every single day. So quite a generous amount of this. It looks very white when I first pump it out, but my skin absorbs it very quickly. I get no white cast, it's very soothing. And as you can see, it's sitting on top of that moisturiser with absolutely no problems whatsoever. So all of these products I've just used, all of them, including that vitamin C, all just work together brilliantly. And I'll also be taking this one down my neck and onto my chest. So onto my eyebrows. I've recently put a bit of dye into my eyebrows, so they are looking a bit darker and they don't need quite as much doing to them. Something I highly recommend to anybody because it really does make a difference. But what I've been using pretty much since February when I bought it, I've hardly really steered off this. I've gone occasionally to others but always come back to it, is my Benefit. This is the Precisely My Brow Wax, and I've got this in 2.5, which is a neutral blonde. Now you can see this is my eyebrows without me touching them, and this is how much growth I've got from using growth serums. Again, highly recommend using a growth serum. And if you're interested, I think the code below, I use the Glow For It eyelash and eyebrow serum, which has been phenomenal for me. And I've got a 15% discount, I think. We'll find out below. Really, really good. So just brush through with this. This will lock it down, seal them, stop them moving, give it a bit more colour, not that I need much today. And also means I don't need to fill them too much. And if you're going for a natural look, for me that's fine. I would pretty much leave it like this. And I also use the Benefit Clear Gel as well. So if I use this, I do need to fill a bit more with the pen, which I'll use next. But this one is particularly good, the tinted one, if you just want a quick look. And it's really good for natural days. I'd be quite happy with the way these are looking right now for a natural sort of no makeup look. And for eyebrow pencils, this has become my #1 by an absolute mile. I got this in February when it launched, or January, but anyway, the start of the year. And this is on my second one. That's the only problem I'd say, is I whizzed through this. This is the Benefit My Brow Detailer. I've got this in shade 3. This is a warm light brown. This has got, I don't know if you can see on camera, but it's got the finest nib ever, which for me I think is just perfect. So if I did want to fill my brows, which I don't particularly at the moment, but maybe here, just add a bit of length, you can just go up a bit there. And if you have any patches where you think it needs filling in, this is perfect for that. But like I said, the growth serum has really helped me. So now I just create a bit of a line underneath. And then just look back to see if any areas need a little bit more filling out, but not much needed. Next, something I've been using every day for months now is this Makeup Forever Artist Pencil. This is in the shade Boundless Bisque. Now this for me is so perfect, and I'm not using concealer. I used to use a very white concealer to do this, but this is something I just use every day, so quick and easy. Just a quick line which really sharpens up the eyebrow line. And even though it looks a little bit obvious, the line there, sometimes I would just leave that, because when I go in with my concealer later and I'm brushing it all out, it will just even out. Otherwise I can just go over with my finger and just sort of rub the edge, just soften it. And now for a primer. Now I wouldn't normally even use a primer. For at least half this month and most of the month I wasn't using a primer. My skincare alone has been perfect. But I was recently sent this by Dermelect. This is another brand I've just started trying. This is my second product I've started trying from them. They've also given me a 20% discount code actually, so thank you very much to them for that and for sending it to me. You'll find my discount code below. Anyway, this one is, it's not actually called a primer, but it can be used as a primer. It's called Crease Concentrate, and I tried this one and I swear I got the most perfect finish on my foundation. I'll just show you now. This is how it looks. It's a little bit like the Smashbox primer, if you're familiar with it. It feels absolutely beautiful. My problem areas are here for my pores, basically my T-zone, so I pretty much concentrate it there. But that one pump is quite a lot, so I can take it everywhere else. So obviously we get the creasing here, and that's what I'm looking for. So it's a cream that tries to fill out, hide and improve creases over time, but as a primer it really improves them fairly instantly, and I think I just get one of the best makeup finishes I've found adding this to all those other layers. Now I'm not sure if I revisit this entire routine in winter if it will be as successful, but certainly in this warmer weather this routine underneath everything is perfect for me. And I think it's also telling me my skin is definitely leaning more dry. If you've got greasy skin, this would probably be way too much, so I would probably move some of these products out, such as the moisturiser, or just go for a tiny bit, but it could be way too much for you. I've definitely got pretty much dry skin overall. I only get a bit of oil there. And for transparency, just in case I didn't mention it, I can't remember, the Mary & May SPF was also gifted to me to try out, so I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but just want to be very honest there. So the two foundations I've been trying out the most this month is the new Fenty foundation and the new Natasha Denona powder foundation. And if you've watched my reviews on these, you're probably expecting me to say my favourite is Natasha Denona, but surprisingly it's Fenty. When I reviewed this, I was having so many problems with it, no matter how many, I tried over a number of days, different ways of applying it, and it was just caking up and powder wasn't sitting nicely on it. But I've changed the way I'm applying it again, and with this skincare routine it's really working, and it has become my favourite of the month. I'm not sure about favourite of the year, but I'm really enjoying this one. Now the Natasha Denona powder foundation has great longevity, it doesn't cake at all, it's not drying, it's not heavy, it's lightweight, I can put on loads and it's absolutely brilliant. So I really do love this. But I've got one big problem with it, and that is my shade match. This is N2, the neutral. If I'd have gone to N1 it would have been too pale, but this has a bit of a yellow tinge to it, too yellow and too warm for my skin. It just didn't look right. So I thought I'd try the cooler ones, RN1, and okay, I could go up to RN2, but that one looked a little bit too deep. So this one's got more of a cool one to it, but this one is just way too pale. So when Natasha's new gold, if you've seen the gold palette that's coming out soon, the eyeshadow palette, I will definitely be picking that one up. I'm going to try one more shade, and if I find my perfect shade I will show it to you, but at the moment my problem with this is the shade match. I've tried mixing the two together and it's still just not quite right, so that is a bit of a shame. But I do find if I use N2, the one that's a bit more yellow, I can balance it out with bronzers, whereas the cooler one, the RM1, is just too pale. Maybe in winter it'd be better for me, but that's just not working out for me. So now onto the Fenty, and the key thing for me is because this is a radiant foundation, I did actually reduce my skincare routine when I was testing this out, thinking it would just be too much, and that was my mistake, because this one I think is not actually that much of a moisturising foundation, so it does need that moisturiser beneath, especially if you've got dry skin. So going with my full skincare routine you've seen today was exactly what was needed for this, and that was one of the key differences. This works so much better on top of a full face of all of my skincare. So a very moisturised face, maybe again if you have greasy skin this would be perfect for you, minus the moisturiser underneath, but for me with dry skin this needs the moisturiser. And the other thing is not to apply too much for me. That's how I've made it work. So one thing I do is just literally one pump into the palm of my hand, which is my latest trick for warming it up better than on the back. And then using a brush, not a sponge, I've got my BK Beauty 101 and sticking to quite a small amount, popping it into all the areas quickly, and then just tapping this in all over. And this one pump might not give me lots of coverage, that's one issue I suppose, but sticking to one pump gives me a really good finish. And I'm using shade 170, which for me when I'm wearing a little bit of a tan, for me is a perfect match. And I've got shade 125, which I think will work really well for me in the winter. So just one pump, even could argue a little bit's left on my hand. That is what I'm getting. Just look at how good this looks. Look how radiant it is, look how perfecting it is, look how lovely it's sitting in all these problem areas. Now I do think that using this primer slash crease cream has made a difference as well. I think it's worked so well. But yeah, this combination has turned out to be one of the best I've had almost all year. So big surprise, but the Fenty one is fabulous. It's not oxidizing, it's lasting very well, and I'm not getting these big sort of problems with caking all around here. I am getting some, I can't say it's completely cake free in the evening, but on the whole it's performing very, very, very well, and I really like it. So I've gone off camera and I've done a cream bronze contour and powdered my face and done my concealer. All of those aren't new products, so I haven't added them in. Now, I won't be using this one now, but I want to just give you an update on this one because this from Chanel has become an absolute favourite, and I could have used this for bronzer. The only thing I would say is this is the lightest of all of them. This one is called Light Coral. I don't think I could go up another shade for my fair skin, but the bronze in this is so warm it's useless as a contour. But apart from that, this gives me the most beautiful sun-kissed summer look. This is absolutely gorgeous. This is perfect for a quick and easy look if you just want to have a really simple makeup look and use this in the crease and then the highlight across the lid, and then obviously using it for bronze, highlight and blush, but use it however you want to. This is absolutely stunning. So this isn't in my video purely because there's so many different combinations I could try on. But is this one of my absolute favourites from this month? It is, and it's definitely one of my favourites from the whole year so far. So highly recommend this. It's absolutely stunning. So now for blush, I'm going to use the Luminous Silk Cheek Tint. I picked up two shades in there. These are the two lightest, so I got the peachy and the pink, and my favourite of the two is the pink, so that's what I'll try on today. So this one is called Hot Pink, which is a little bit deceptive because it's not hot, it's cool. And it is very light and it is absolutely beautiful. You can be pretty generous with this. I'm using my BK 109. Tap this in. It really is so easy. You've got plenty of time to mix it in and it just looks beautiful. Very buildable. This is perfect for a natural look. It really is. I just love it. It's so pretty. And now for highlighter, there's been some lovely highlighters this month. These are the three liquid ones from Surratt. Now these are absolutely stunning and these would look beautiful. In fact, I know they do. The pink, all three work, but the pink with the pink here is really, really good. So I've enjoyed all of these Surratt liquid highlights, and I can't say the one I'll try now is definitely number one. There's something about the formula of my favourite which slightly maybe beats it, but these are absolutely gorgeous from Surratt, so I definitely recommend those. You'll find everything I'm talking about in previous videos for the month fully demonstrated if I'm skipping through them a bit quickly here. So one of the prettiest releases of the whole year is this one from Bobbi Brown. This is the Rose Gold Glow highlighter, and I can't say anything really beats that. It's stunning. And also there's been the Teddy Forever from MAC, and this has the eyeshadow palette in it, and when you slide across it's got this highlight. But this highlight is so rosy, it works beautifully as a blush and a highlight all in one, and this has become probably my favourite look this year. Well, very close. I've got a few favourite looks, I think. It's been a really good year. But the combination of these on the eyes and this on the cheeks and then matching the lipstick has been probably one of the best looks ever for me. I'm not trying that one on today because it's so hard to pick and choose for this video, but this is an absolute highlight of the year. Highly recommend the Teddy Forever range, and this palette is beautiful. So with that Bobbi Brown release came this beautiful eyeshadow mix here. This one is called the Moonstruck Luxe Eyeshadow Quad. All shimmers, all perfect for one and dones, all absolutely stunning. Again, not being used today, but I had to show you because these are firm favourites. This has been a really special month again. My number one choice for today is the DANESSA MYRICKS Lowlighters. This is a formula I absolutely love. I love the blushes in this Yummy Skin range. It is absolutely beautiful. It's such a nice formula. This one's the peachy shade. This one is called Low Key, and this one is more pinky, and it's called Unbothered. So using the 109 brush, I'm going into Unbothered, and this, a bit like the blush, just applies like a dream and gives me a very natural glow. So both blush and highlight that I've used today are not overly bright, very natural, very fair skin friendly, very user friendly. Just look how that just blended straight in. It has that blurring effect. It's not emphasising pores and texture. It's just gorgeous. I really do love this highlighter. Really good. The only thing I would say is this shade doesn't work for down the nose or above the Cupid's bow. I do need to use a different shade, like a white or gold, light gold, for those areas. So now on to eyeshadow. So I showed you the Bobbi Brown collection, and this is part of that collection, this eyeshadow trio, and it comes in exactly the same beautiful packaging. This was another firm favourite, beautiful summer shades, really enjoyed those. Again, full review of that collection here on my channel. And here is the MAC Teddy Forever, which I just showed you. Again, that gave me one of my favourite looks ever. So this is beautiful, but again, not using that. Probably the thing that's been most exciting for me, because of the number of different looks I've created, has been the single eyeshadows from Dior and Chanel. They've both released new shades, some of them reformulated, some popular from the past, and some of them are brand new, and they have been, or every single one I've tried has been so beautiful. You'll be able to find a video for both of those here on my channel as well, but there's one out of all of them that I've reached for the most, and that's what I want to show you now. And eyeliners, Dior released these Diorshow eyeliners, not just these shades, but they released loads of these, and these were the ones I picked up. I love the pearly effect of these in the waterline, the lighter shades, and then I'd say all of these work for waterline, and the lighter shades, if you're going for a more soft look, are so nice for lining underneath and close to the lash line to give you that soft finish, which is something I did try in my video with the single-use shadows. So I've been really enjoying these. And this one is the Victoria Beckham in linen. This is the white liner, and in my video where I showed you all of the Lisa Eldridge new lip balms, I showed you my favourite smoky eye look using this, which was just one of the best looks I've tried this year. Again, absolutely stunning. It's so good for a smoky eye effect. But to really explain that, you need to watch the video. So I'm not going to go into great detail about any of these because this video will end up being a 4-hour video. I'm just going to take you straight to one specific look, but really enjoyed all of these eyeliners. So I've been applying, I've just tried this recently, this mint shade. So this is the Diorshow Matte Mint. So I'm going to put this into my waterline. It's worth noting, you probably noticed my eyes, I've put a brown eyeshadow underneath and into the crease. That's not something you have to do when you do a look like this, but I personally prefer to do that. You could do it with a bronzer, but I would go for a cool tone bronzer for this look, not a warm. So that's Matte Mint in the waterline, and now I'm going to take it on my eyelid, and I'm going to take it probably for the first 2/3, I'd say, So it's very creamy, very blendable. You get quite a bit of time with these. Got a very fine nib, so you can go for a tight line, but in this case I'm not actually looking for a tight line. And it's got a blender on the end, and when you pull the second section off, it's got a sharpener, so these are really good pencils. So just blend this out. And now going in with Chanel Jade Facette. This is my absolute favourite out of all of the one and done eyeshadows released from Dior and Chanel. But what I found is by putting this mint liner on the first third, it gives me a sort of different effect. It will brighten it here and then it will deepen, so it gives me like ombre. I'll show you now. So I'm using my Rephet 02 Mini. So you can see this is how it looks without the eyeliner underneath, which is gorgeous on its own all over the lid. I really love that. But when it's going over this mint here, it just brightens up. So you get that sort of ombre effect. So you've got the bright green and then the slightly deeper green out there. I just think that that is such a fun combination. And run some of the Jade Facette under the eye. And also taking it into the inner corner here. And now I'm going to go in with the new Diorshow in Matte Taupe. This is something I've been using not just with this look, but with lots of looks. I love this shade. So I'm taking this under the eye here, not in the waterline, just underneath. And then slightly winging up. And then taking it across to tight line here to the first sort of 2/3 and stopping there. These just blend so easily and they are just so accurate with this very fine nib, but they're so creamy as well. I love them, I really do. Very close to my Victoria Beckham for me. I'd say they're a close second. And now for mascara. If you saw my Lisa Eldridge lip balm video, you would have seen me loving the Swede Cloud Mascara. But for most of the month I've been using this one, which is from Queen Musia. I think, I'm not sure if that's pronounced correctly. But again, this was sent to me in PR and they've also given me a discount code for this. They have fabulous lipsticks. I'll just very quickly show you because just look at the packaging. It's just so pretty. These are matte lipsticks. I've really been enjoying these as well. They are beautiful. I've created a shorts video of me trying on the 2 shades I've got of the lipstick. So if you go through my shorts videos, you will see that. But the mascara I have been using all month. It is a bit of a thick brush for me, but surprisingly, because I do tend to prefer thin, I've been getting on really well with this, and I am quite a picky mascara user. So I'm getting quite a lot of length. It's definitely giving me a bit more of a full lash, so it is quite volumizing. And it's very quick as well. I'm not having to keep going. You know, some mascaras you spend a very long time to try and get the effect you need, whereas this one, you can probably see, I've almost instantly with this one coat got enough of an effect. I don't like to have too much, and I can actually go in for a second layer without it clumping or becoming spidery. I do notice though that if I put setting spray on, I do get a little tiny bit of smudging underneath with this, so I need to be a little bit careful and maybe powder after setting spray under the eye to avoid that. But that only happens after setting spray, and then the rest of the day I'm not getting any smudging. It's called the 2053 mascara and it contains a lash growth formula in it as well, which is really good. So I will go in for a second coat, but while that's drying I'll move on to my lips. And as I've mentioned a few times now, the Teddy Forever collection has been one of my favourite looks ever. And I haven't used the eyes and the cheeks, but I will today be using the lips because this is one of the best lip combos ever. I already love the Teddy Velvet, and this is the Teddy Forever, so this is the full combination. I've got the lip pencil in that shade, I've got the Lustreglass lipstick, and I've got the lip gloss in that shade. So I'm going to be using all 3 of these. Look at the packaging, it is just gorgeous. This combination gives me one of the prettiest lips, and you'll probably recognise it if you know my videos, especially my shorts, because I've been wearing this look so much this month. I love it. I might go as far as to say it's overtaken Teddy Velvet, but Teddy Velvet's more of an everyday, easy to go with any look sort of look. This one is definitely a lot more bold, but I do love it. So the liner is creamy but has exceptional longevity. If you know the MAC formula, for their lip liners. Absolutely beautiful. Anyway, here is the Lustreglass. I've also got this in the Retro Matte, which again looks beautiful with the gloss, but I want to show you the Lustreglass because it is my favourite formula. So there is just the Lustreglass with the liner on its own, which is beautiful. And they also released the Locked Kiss ink rather, and that's in the same shade. And again, this one does last hours. And this is sort of slightly deeper, it does look deeper, and again you can see all of these tried on in my collection review or here on my channel, but again this is beautiful and I've been wearing this one loads this month as well. So now I'm putting the Lip Glass, which is a gloss. You can see this deepens up the colour as well because it's quite pigmented for a gloss. Another favourite from this month was the Bobbi Brown lipstick, which I got with my collection. I only chose one shade from his collection. There was a number released. This one is called Boss Pink and I really love this. This has been probably my second favourite with this one. So Boss Pink is really pretty. And I have to mention these Tarte Maracuja lip oils. They are all in the shimmering shades. I absolutely love this. It gives you hours of shimmer as well. It really does last and they are just so pretty. I love shimmer. So I've only recently had these, been using them really in the last sort of 2 weeks, but they are absolutely beautiful and they really do have that plumping effect. So I've tried all of these on as well. You'll find these in my videos if you go through this month's reviews. I don't think I've tried any of these on for any reviews actually, but this is the Benefit Splash Tint. I've got 3 of these. This is the Moisturising Dewy Lip Tint. Now what I would say about these is they are very pretty, but I don't find them very moisturising and I don't think they last. So whilst I think they are very nice, I wouldn't highly recommend them personally because I find I'm reaching for a lip balm within 20 minutes of applying these because my lips just do not feel moisturised. Whereas now, these layers, Lustreglass and that gloss, and obviously I've got my Delilah underneath, it just feels beautiful, really, really moisturised, really lovely. Nice and thick, whereas this is quite thin, so it really depends what sort of formula you prefer, but I do think they look really nice, especially for a natural look as well. So if you're happy to keep topping up all the time, these are good, but otherwise I'd say they're not so good. Whereas if you use their matte formula, which comes in this very similar packaging, it just doesn't have the shine. If you notice, that's the difference between the two. So the Splash Tint has the shine and these matte ones don't. These have much better longevity and I'd definitely go for those over these, but you could use the two together and then you might get the perfect mix. Something I probably do need to try actually. So my mascara has all dried down, so I'm going in for a second coat now of the Queen Musia, I'm not sure how that's pronounced. You can definitely see a difference straight away there, can't you, between the second layer and this one here. So the second layer is going on very well without clumping. So that is my final look using some of my favourites from this month, because as you've seen there's been lots of favourites. So I would say the eyeshadow is the favourite because I cannot stop reaching for this shade. I think it is so stunning. I love greens. And I think if you like the way that the eyeliner brightens it using that matte mint, if you've got the Victoria Beckham Seafoam, you'll get a similar final result. But this one is slightly lighter than the Seafoam, so this one pops just that bit more. I prefer the Seafoam actually for the waterline and for lining when I'm wearing a brown shadow. But the matte mint from Dior, I love using it in exactly the way I did today. So I really hope you've enjoyed this. I'd love to hear from you if you've tried any of the products that are in my favourites here. What are you thinking of them? If you found any really good combinations. I have had a lot of fun mixing and matching all of these different single-use eyeshadows. So I know I'm not using them as on their own. I do like to mix things up, but they really are so easy and beautiful on their own. So it's been a fantastic month. If I've gone through any of these products way too quickly for you, which I'm aware I have, there's been too many, please message me anytime if you want to know anything more about them. You'll find me han.beauty101 on Instagram, or just drop a message below in the comments section, and if I can help, I will do my very best. So that's all from me for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, I would appreciate it so much if you liked and subscribed. But if you're already subscribed, I really appreciate you so much for returning, and I hope to see all of you again for my next video. Take care everybody. Bye.